Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jeffrey Mishlove. Today I'd like to talk to you about what the new Thinking Aloud Foundation and the new Thinking Aloud video channel are doing with regard to community building. Now, we have started holding live stream events on YouTube for our general audience, as well as for our volunteers separately. This coming Sunday, the 14th of June, we will be holding a new kind of live streaming event. I will have a guest with me. My guest will be Sean McNamara. His video was just released earlier this week on Monday. Now, Sean has a young man, he's still in graduate school, and he reminds me of myself when I was in graduate school. At the time, I did my own doctoral dissertation on training psychic abilities. It was published as a book eventually, Psi Development Systems. And Sean is working in that same area. He has several books out now on training telekinesis and training remote viewing, clairvoyance, telepathy. And we're going to be focusing in on training of remote viewing, clairvoyance, and telepathy. But this will be an opportunity for viewers who log into the live stream to question him directly and get answers from him directly. And that's what the live stream events are about. It's for immediate back and forth interaction with our community of viewers and either myself or, in this case, a guest. Now, the event will be 2 p.m. Mountain Time, USA. That's where I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So you're going to have to find out what that is for you, wherever you are, anywhere in the world. And I know half of our viewers are outside of the United States. If you can't log in live, there will be a recording of the event available. And what you do, if you don't know how to get onto the live stream, you go to newthinkingaloud.com. And once the live stream goes live, you will see it and you can click right on it from there. That's the best information I can give you about accessing our live stream videos for the time being. But this is just one of a series of efforts that we are now making in the area of community building. Another similar effort is called the NTA, for New Thinking Aloud, Psi Experience Community on Facebook. And you will find a link to join that Facebook group. I know many of you don't like to use Facebook, but for those of you who do, there are over 1,000 people on that community now, and it's a mutual support system for people who are having psi or psychic experiences or related, or unusual, exceptional human experiences, altered states of consciousness, spiritual experiences, and the like. It's a mutual support community. It's an opportunity to engage with other people who are viewing this channel. We're putting up 3 videos every week, not even counting the monologues like this. And so we're giving you as much information really as I can, as I have the time to do in a day. I want people to be aware of so much that's going on now, so many exciting and important things and, and great videos that are coming up. Now, another aspect of our community building efforts is our newsletter. I've been publishing a weekly newsletter. Most of you don't know it because it's only been going out up until now to our volunteers, our donors, and our customers on our website. But I think the time has come to open it up to listeners in general. And we don't yet have a sign-in sheet on our website, but we will soon. But for the time being, if you want to get that weekly newsletter, and I'll explain why you might want to get it, send me an email to friends@newthinkingaloud.com. friends@newthinkingaloud.com. I read each and every one of those emails that come in. I cannot respond to each and every one. But if you want the newsletter, for the time being, we'll put you on that list. Eventually, there will be a regular sign-up sheet that you can just press a button and subscribe for free, of course, to that newsletter. Why would you want it? It gives you advance information about the videos that are coming out each week. It gives you information about some of our other activities, and I'm going to talk about them, including, and I see this as the centerpiece of our community building activity, our searchable database. It's already up and running, but it hasn't been put on the New Thinking Aloud Foundation website yet. It'll probably be there within a couple of weeks because it's working so well. You can type in any search term whatsoever, and it will provide you with links on all of our videos to where that search term is being discussed in the video. It'll take you right to the spot. Now, how is that a community building activity? I'll explain, because it's going to work on, and it does work right now on all the new Thinking Aloud videos, but we're also adding in the original Thinking Aloud series videos. Some of you may not know that before I launched the new Thinking Aloud series in 2015, between the years 1986 and 2002, we had a public television series that went out over the satellite, was covered all over North America at one time by about 120 television stations, public TV stations in the United States and Canada. And there's a separate YouTube channel for the original Thinking Aloud series, and we're adding in those videos into the searchable database. But you see, we have, if you look on our homepage at newthinkingaloud.com, you'll see there's 10 featured channels, other people's YouTube channels that we feel are compatible with ours, that cover the same kind of material about consciousness and psychic functioning in a responsible way. We can begin adding in their videos into our searchable database. And so the searchable database then becomes a resource for this network of related organizations and institutions. And if you're viewing this now and you have a YouTube channel or you're affiliated with an organization that has related videos and you'd like to be included in our searchable database, we can work with you on that. At no cost to yourself either. I see it as a resource for the community. And as some of you may recall, if you've watched the little 3-minute introductory video on the newthinkingaloud.com homepage, my interest initially in setting up this channel was because I had a unique doctoral degree in parapsychology, a unique vision for parapsychology, not merely as an experimental science alongside of conventional psychology, but as a discipline that included the thousands of years of history of human beings engaging with this elusive phenomena we call psi, or psychic functioning, including the possibility of survival after death. Well, I thought that we would be creating a resource because here I am 40 years after having received this unique degree, the only accredited doctoral diploma that actually says parapsychology issued anywhere in the world, either before or since. Well, it's kind of lonely. But I was hopeful, and I still am very hopeful, that eventually society will come around and parapsychology will probably have a different name by then, but it'll be central to our understanding of who we are as human beings. And I wanted to create a resource available for colleges and universities and educational institutions of all sorts for that time. And I realized after 5 years of doing this that we're also engaged in another project altogether, which is simply, the expansion of consciousness, the awakening of awareness about these things in society at large. That's a very important part of our mission. And so community building ties into that. Back in the original Thinking Aloud series, it used to be the case that groups would form. We had a half-hour video released once a week, and these groups would get together in their homes and watch us on cable TV, and then they'd be discussing the videos. Now, we are engaged in the process of setting up a book club. I'm announcing in the newsletter books that are going to be released or discussed in future videos. Another thing that we're doing, if you take a look at the descriptions that are attached to each video, we're listing each and every book that is discussed in the video, and we even have hot links so that you can purchase those books, should you so desire, through Amazon. And it helps us because we're an Amazon affiliate. And we get a tiny commission. I think it's up to about $50 a month now. Now, some of you may be aware that since last February, I have been calling for volunteers. The reason I feel comfortable asking for volunteers is that I myself have been functioning as an unpaid volunteer putting this series together for the last 5 years. In fact, I pay for it out of my own pocket. And fortunately, because of advertising revenue and because of donations and because of sales of these lapel pins and other products on our website, we're at a point where I can envision, maybe in another year or so, I'll actually have earned back the money I've spent out of pocket. And maybe someday in the future, I hope I can actually help pay for some of my retirement for some of the revenue that comes from this video channel. But for the time being, I'm volunteering, and joyfully so. It is really a work of love as far as I'm concerned. And that's why for those of you who feel so motivated, so inspired, who feel the love and would like to contribute alongside of me, I welcome you. And we now have over 300 volunteers who are doing wonderful, wonderful things. Amongst them, we've got our shopping cart up and running, and you can purchase some of the original rainbow yin yang pieces that I have designed. I actually have the copyright on like 800 different variations of the rainbow yin yang, and I make a few of those available. You can get a 12 by 12 print, photographic quality, hand signed by me for $40 on our website. And people have donated artwork, and some of our guests have donated signed copies of their books and things like that. You can now purchase on our website. I encourage you to take a look at it. And of course, donations are welcome also. But in particular, we can use more volunteers. The volunteers are translating our interviews into over a dozen different languages. And of course, in order to create a good translation, we need a good edited English transcript. And the English transcripts are then being uploaded to YouTube in terms of the captions and subtitles so that the searchable database is accurate, because the automated subtitles that YouTube provides are very nice. It helps us a great deal with the searchable database, but the truth is they're maybe 90% accurate, 95% if we're lucky, and we want 100% accurate transcripts in the searchable database for the benefit of readers, viewers, and scholars who will be digging it into it in the future. And let me come back to the book club. We hope to be able to set up groups of people around the country getting together, watching the videos, and discussing the books. That's another example of community building. And I think you'll find as we go forward, many, many more instances of community building along the way, because I believe strongly in communities. I think that if you want to really heighten, awaken, expand your consciousness, one of the best ways to do it is to have a supportive community around you. And one of the best ways that supportive communities can strengthen each other is to have a resource like New Thinking Aloud, putting out videos 3 times a week, giving you a searchable database, a book club, a newsletter, and opportunities for various members of this larger network of communities, researchers, spiritual groups, groups on the frontier of psychology, transpersonal psychology, humanistic psychology, etc., to interact with each other, to cross-fertilize each other. That's what I hope the legacy of the New Thinking Aloud channel will be, that we can look back maybe in 20 years. I hope to be alive in 20 years. I hope to be still doing this in 20 years and say that we have built a movement that is really impacting our culture as a whole, because I think it is sorely needed. Once again, let me remind you about the live stream coming up this Sunday with Sean McNamara, who is training telekinesis, remote viewing, clairvoyance, and telepathy. This will be your chance to ask Sean questions directly about the work that he does. Sunday, 2 o'clock, USA Mountain Time. I'll be with you then for those of you who log in, and for those of you who have been watching, thank you for being with me.